friends, this is Jazz, finally bringing you the final part of my 100 subscriber special. Sorry for it being so late, but even as of now, I'm still sick, but I'm trying to get as much of this done as I can. By the time you see it, it will be done. I was sick horribly with, I think it's the throat flu. Like, I didn't have a real bad case of, like, throwing up or anything like that. But my throat was constantly sore, I could barely use it. So anyway, today we are going on for the parts 8 to 1, our final part of the top 27 videos I feel I've made. Now again, this is my opinion. I apologize if there's not videos here that you've liked. You could still list them down below if you'd like, you know. Like, I'm interested to know your favorite ones of mine. So now, let's start off with number 8. Number 8 on this list is my game collection. Now, this is going to be the hardest to describe, I think, because I have more than 2 videos. I literally have 6 videos in this series. Why is it one of my favorites, and why so high on the list? In comparison, well, it took me a while to do. I had to dig all my games out. I did it all in like 1, maybe 2 takes. I was not feeling good when I did it, but I persevered. Plus, it showed my collection. I just felt so prided with my collection, and it keeps growing. Mostly PC games now, but the collection keeps growing, and maybe a year or so from now, maybe I'll do another game collection, maybe including my old ones. I might run over my old ones quickly. Now, I admit, out of all the things on this list, this was my least favorite to record because I had so much footage to go through, but I still, think that this list wouldn't be a list without this series in it. I mean, I have a lot more games than I have thought I did. And since then, I've regrown my collection some. And maybe by the time you see another one, it'll be bigger. So, my game collection is number 8 on this list. Now on to number 7. Number 7 on this list is the top 10 times Cartman was actually tolerable / likable. You know, whatever way you want to think about it. This was honestly one of my favorite lists to do, because I've been really into South Park at that time, still am. I'm trying to finish watching the seasons. I've watched so many of them, I'm pretty sure. And I was thinking about Eric Cartman, and I'm like, well, was there times he was actually almost decent? And then I'm like, I just sat down, watched some of the other episodes, researched them, and I'm like, yeah, there were, and I found at least 10 times. Now, nowadays, newer seasons, it'd be really hard to find them, because by this time, they almost completely gave up on Cartman as a likable character. Like, as I said, the seasons that I listed, I think it was from, 1 to 10 or 11? Like, any time after that, there was almost no time that I could see Cartman being even tolerable. He was either doing one thing or another that, you know, made him really unlikable, and maybe I should make a list at some point of that. But, and even in there are some later seasons episodes, but really, he isn't plot heavy in them. And he's just there. That's the only reason he would be tolerable at all. The episodes I was focusing on were he had more plot involvement in it. So there really wasn't any time after the seasons that I mentioned that he was legitimately tolerable or likable. But I did so much research for this video and that, and I usually mostly use clips, I think, because of the South Park, controversy, or, with, not controversy, with the YouTube rules. Like, I had to be very careful, and everything worked out. So, will I do another South Park list? Maybe. I gotta rewatch some of the old episodes, finish watching this series. There's so many episodes that I don't know if a top favorite or top least favorite list would be in the future yet. I meant of episodes in general. Like, I was able to do the Cartman one because I was specifically looking for times Cartman was okay, which there weren't enough, like there weren't many. With looking for a favorites list or a least favorites list in episode-wise, it's so difficult with South Park because there's so many of them. So, you have to be a pretty seasoned reviewer to really do that properly, but, maybe someday down the road, I might say, you know what, I'm doing it based on what I like, not on what is relatively good or bad. So anyway, the top 10 episodes of Cartman being likable, tolerable is number 7 on this list, now on to number 6. Number 6 on this list is Jazz Review's number 14, Monster by Mistake. Guys, I just loved this review. I managed to use a decent amount of video footage without it not being able to be seen. It was one of the first times I used that new little avatar of me, a South Park based one. I thought I put some good points. I mean, I was a little bit, as one person in the comment section said, calm down. Right? I got a little bit in a ranty mood, but I mean, I suppose that was also pretty funny too. Right? Like, I find that when I get into one of those moods, it brings some of the most entertainment in my videos. Now, guys, it's not that I purposely always get into that much of a ranty mood. It does happen more, what is the right word for it? More like out of control, more random, right? But when I say I notice it, doesn't mean that I do it on purpose because I notice it. It's after the fact that I notice it. Right? Like, I'm the type of person that sometimes will go into some of those situations and go off randomly and not realize I'm doing it so much until it's brought up. But when I look back on it, I do see how funny it is. But I almost never purposely do it to that degree. Sometimes I'll jokingly go on a quick, maybe less than a minute rant or make a joke here or there. But I never go into the mood, I promise, I never go into that mood on purpose, right? I mean, it's probably not as funny if I did that on purpose. And, as I said, it was a childhood show of mine, and it felt so good going back and watching the very first episode of it as an adult, and seeing some of these points that I pointed out that I would not have seen when I was like 7, 8, or 9 years old. So, is it one of my favorite reviews? Sort of, in a way, because I think I had the most experience with this one. I mean, it is my latest. I haven't done one in a while. Oops. But anyway, Monster by Mistake review is number 6 on this list. Now on to number 5. Oh, I remember this video. Wow. That was when my Elgato capture card actually worked. Pokemon Coliseum was a very fun series to do, even though I did most of it with my camera. Honestly, I wish I had the nerve to do that now. But as I mentioned in one of my other videos, I just couldn't continue the South Park LP. Like, the lighting was not good. I want to wait till I can get a capture card and do it justice. But, I mean, I was so, like, that was so much fun, and plus my reaction to who the boss was. Yeah, like, honestly, again, guys, just like in my last part, my last, number, that was kind of a fake reaction, I'll admit it now, but I thought it was still kind of funny. Like, a lot of people who have played Coliseum when they were younger and watched videos know who the boss is, i.e. ESK'd. But I think, like, out of everything, the quality was good in that episode. My acting at that time was, for the time, was pretty good. Like, I actually beat him. I said, it was more of an emotional thing for me, and I thought the quality, as I said, was genuinely good. Again, I wish I could get my capture card working now. The capture card I have would not work for the Nintendo Switch, but at least it would work for the others, like the Xbox 360 and the Wii. I mean, it'd be better that way. But anyway, Pokemon Coliseum episode 22, The Boss Is Who, is number 5 on this list. Now on to number 4. Life is Strange was a very fun Let's Play for me to play. I got somewhat emotionally involved with Max Caulfield and Chloe Price and going through all the mystery with them. Now, this is my favorite of the series, the finale. Yes, I know a lot of finales are, but this to me was one of the most gut-punching, emotional endings. One of them, as I said, that I have gone through. I mean, having to choose whether to sacrifice Chloe, the best friend you've ever had, and you had just reconnected with her and realized how close you were, or saving her, but almost everyone else in Arcadia Bay dying. We obviously know what I chose. Some of you were like, sucker, meanie, you're so cruel. I mean, Chloe was your best friend. I know. And I struggled with that decision too. I mean, almost the whole Let's Play I was planning to sacrifice Arcadia Bay. I mean, why would I spare them? But just in the end, maybe it was more Chloe finally realizing that none of them deserved to die. I mean, Chloe of all people. You know how sometimes you have something in your head, but then someone convinces you otherwise? Well, I think it's because Chloe's emotional maturity that made me decide to sacrifice her. Because when you think about it, if I had sacrificed Arcadia Bay, one, Chloe could die again, and then you would be doing the same thing and causing problems everywhere you went, right? And also, she would have time to screw up more. Like, if she died just there, you knew she grew as a person, even though she didn't really, because she died before that, but I don't know, you just ended with her on a good note, right? And to me, it was still so hard to choose, and as I said, sometimes emotion comes before anything else, and that's why this is so low on this list. So, Let's Play Life is Strange Part 10, hardest decision I had to make, is number 4 on this list. Now on to number 3. Well, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. I still haven't honestly finished it 100%, but I did love doing this review on it, only because that I had a different frame of mind by the time I did this review. When I first played a little bit of the Super Mystery Dungeon, I was like, oh my god, it's awful. Like, it is so difficult and blah blah. But after playing it through to try to do a review, after reading on a post about the mindset of it, I honestly enjoyed it more than I did anyway, and I was able to give an adult response rather than say, oh, it sucks because I couldn't play it. I gave it a real chance and actually was able to point out positives about the game. And honestly, the game is, for what it is, for those who want a challenge, it's a really good game. It's just not what I was used to, is all. You had to do a lot more thinking outside the box to fully grasp and enjoy the game, which is good. I mean, they were finally tearing away from the more kid-friendly element. Even though, yes, it was kid-friendly for the most part, right? I meant the gameplay is what I meant, not the story. I mean, although I admit, out of all of the stories, I think this one was the weakest out of all the Mystery Dungeon games, but I said, the point is my review. I think I did a fair job reviewing it, and as I said, doing this review changed my mindset of the game. Almost 360. I said almost. I still see there's a lot of challenge in it, and I can just fully say the game just isn't quite for me, in a way, but I can respect how others feel if they say that it's a really good game. And I feel that because of this review, I grew up a little bit. I gave things more of a chance. So that's why, yes, it is quite high on the list, but it's probably because I feel this video changed me quite a bit with experience and everything. So, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon Review was number 3 on this list. Now on to number 2. Murder of JonBenet Ramsey was my very first my opinion. And I honestly felt that even now I still did the best job on this one. It shows that when I have a obsession with a topic or a thing, I am really good at it. I spend time researching, watching documentaries, had such a genuine passion, and it gave me so many memories. It shows that I can also be very intelligent and very, good at what I do, when I have a passion for it. Still to this day, I know they've been going on about who really murdered JonBenet Ramsey, and they said they solved it. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I mean, they're accepting a resolution. Like, they accepted the so-called resolution they got. But is that what really happened? Was there someone paid? We'll never know. The only ones who would know, the only one who really knows is JonBenet Ramsey herself. And no one's going to be able to ask her. Now, I mean, you could argue that if the parents had done it, they would know. Patsy Ramsey has also passed, so she'd never be able to say anything. But my point being is, I still have some passion of this topic. But I thought I did very well with everything I was given back then. And I know some people have done better jobs, and I will admit that, but for me, I still think for my abilities, I did that and beyond that I could. And yes, it's number 2 on this list, so it is pretty high up there, but I mean, it gave me a lot of emotional memories, made me feel proud that I did it. Was not bad quality for what I would do. So number 2 on this list is my opinion. The Murder of JonBenet Ramsey is number 2 on this list. Now on to the number 1 video. Guys, could it be anything else? I mentioned how is Strange finale gave me such an emotional heart tug. Well, this is 10 times worse. Leave? Why did you have to leave us? In all seriousness, though, you go through this whole game playing as this guy, looking after Clementine, doing everything in your power to keep her safe. You feel how they bond, how Clementine does not have to worry about anything. She lost her parents, and now this. Honestly, guys, this finale was one of the most heartbreaking I've ever had. Only almost tied with the Life is Strange one. I mean, this is still, this barely makes it over the Life is Strange as one of the hardest hitting finales for me. I mean, at least with Chloe, you weren't playing as her. I mean, this is one of those few games, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more I just don't know about, that your main character dies. The only other one I really think about is the Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life, and that's after playing for years as the character. So, you got, it's hard to explain. I really did enjoy doing this series, and someday I will hope to bring you the final season. But right now, just like with the South Park game, I have no real way to record it, so that might have to wait too. Maybe not as long, because South Park I can keep playing and getting addicted. This game you can play once and then play the other without thinking about it. I have no idea, but as I said, I feel that it was my first horror genre game. I've played some more since then and gotten more accustomed to it. But if it wasn't for this game, I don't know how much out of my comfort zone I would have went. So there is a lot of reasons this is number one, guys. The fact that it made me grow up a bit, just like the Super Mystery Dungeon. It was one of the things that helped me grow up a little more as a player, took me out of my comfort zone. The gut punch in the end. So guys, let's blindly play The Walking Dead Part 30, Goodbye, is the number one video I feel that I've made. Well, guys, I can't believe this whole list is done after 3 parts, 2-week hiatus from the second to the third. But again, I still think I did pretty well. I know this may not be everyone's favorite, but to me, these 27 just stood out to me, what is it? A sore thumb? What's the saying? Again, I'm not good with sayings. But I really did enjoy making this list. It took a lot of thought and love and work and pushing and editing, but besides the point, I really enjoyed this, and hopefully maybe 5 years down the road, maybe I'll make another list like this. I wonder if it'll change by then. Hopefully there'll be a lot more videos. Hopefully my quality will get better. Anyway, guys, for those who stuck with me for all these years, thanks a lot. I still can't get over there's 107 of you right now as I'm recording this. And again, it's not a lot in comparison to other people, but for me, it's the world. And hopefully I'll remember all 107 of you guys. I know there's at least 4 that will always stick with me. You guys know who you are, obviously. So anyway, if you enjoyed this countdown, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and you like what you see, please subscribe. It helps a whole lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I will see you guys in my next video.